And good evening, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you. It is 8:25 Central on your Wednesday, June 5th, 2024, and we have a few strong thunderstorms across West Alabama creeping into Central Alabama and East Alabama. So I wanted to jump in here and talk to you a little bit and show you what's going on this evening with the weather. We'll take the radar back full screen. Bear with me just a moment, if you will. We are having some radar issues this evening and struggling to get to get things working. And this may take just a moment to get this reset. Let's see if we can do this right quick. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, now we can show you what's going on across the region. We don't have anything severe in East Alabama or West Georgia. We did have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings back across West Alabama, and it got as close as the Chilton County and Shelby County and Jefferson County areas. So we did have severe thunderstorm warnings in those counties about 30 minutes to an hour ago. We even actually had a tornado warning about a little over an hour ago up in northwest Alabama. But the overall trend has been weakening, and that's what you have to look for when you're trying to figure out what's going to happen with severe weather downstream, and it is in a weakening mode right now. We got some heavy thunderstorms across Chilton County, moving into portions of Coosa and southern Talladega, about to move into Clay County. But these storms are strong, no question about that. And we'll take you in a little bit closer and we'll show you what we're talking about. We have a special weather statement in effect now for Coosa County. Places like Rockford, up there at Weguffca, we'll bring it current. There you go. We've got torrential rainfall, a lot of thunder and lightning, maybe even some small hail right there at Rockford, where Highway 22 and Highway 231 intersect in downtown Rockford. It is just coming a massive thunderstorm right there. It's not severe. It is below severe limits. The Weather Service is telling us that a strong thunderstorm will impact portions of southern Talladega, Chilton, southeastern Shelby, Coosa, and southwestern Clay counties through about 8:45. And this is going to be for gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. And again, this is radar indicated, and you see it there in Coosa County, stretching basically from Rockford up to Weguffca. Hasn't made it into Goodwater yet. It is moving across southern Talladega County, places like Sylacauga, Childersburg getting in on the rain. Hadn't really made it into Clay County just yet, but it will shortly down there on the southwestern side of Clay County. And you folks down there on the southeastern side will feel this first. And if you're out there on 148, that's where the heaviest of the rain will move in to Clay County, right along the Talladega-Clay County line there on Highway 148 over on the mountain. We zoom back out. We have one lone storm sitting down here in Talladega County, just north of Dadeville, between Dadeville and Eagle Creek. And that's drifting off to the northeast. Let me rock that back and forth and kind of see the direction that storm is moving. It's moving directly toward Buxton. It's not severe, then it's relatively small. Nothing happening at this hour across Randolph. Up there in Chambers County, you look good. Nothing happening down in Lee County. Maybe a few scattered showers and thunderstorms just to the southwest of Columbus, but nothing major there. The big story has been this entire area over on the western side of Alabama, moving out of Mississippi a couple of hours ago. And just if you'll look real close, you can see the weakening phase that it's going through. Here at one time, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like maybe 6 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect across West Alabama and Central Alabama. But then as we move it forward in time, you can see those orange boxes disappear off the screen, and you can see the amount of red is waning as well. These storms do not look nearly as strong as they did just 1 hour ago. We still maintain a severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby, a portion of Jefferson County, and then to the north up around Coleman and just southwest of Gadsden. But those storms are moving northeast. They will not affect East Alabama. Anniston, right now, it looks like you may not get much at all of anything. Talladega, you're going to get a rumble of thunder, maybe some brief heavy rain showers, but nothing significant there. And the only thing really that may be threatening East Alabama, and it's going to be for 40 mile per hour wind gust, is going to be, let's see if we can get the telestrator to work. It's going to be this area right here in Coosa County. I think we've got it working now. This area. This is the only area really of any concern as far as strong thunderstorms are concerned. And we're not talking severe because it's in a weakening mode, but it could be strong as it passes over Rockford, as it passes over 231 there in central and northern Coosa, southern Talladega, and down there in southwestern Clay County. And it's going to be moving in this general direction. So I think it will move probably across central and southern Clay, eastern portions of Coosa. It probably will make it into the Alexander City area and points north. Lake Martin, you may get a few showers out of this. And it remains to be seen if it holds together to get over there in Randolph County. I mean, this thing is waning pretty quick, so it may or may not make it to Randolph, but there's not a real major concern for severe weather here with this line of thunderstorms as it moves into East Alabama this evening. And we'll zoom back in on that area. And again, I'm just going to kind of show you as we move this forward in time, that line of storms that's moving off to the northeast really did intensify right there around Rockford. No question the strongest part of this storm right now is going to be just north of Kelly's Crossroads on Highway 22, just west of Hyssop, just southwest of Hanover, just south of Weguffka, and it's crossing over 231 right here at Rockford. And inside this thunderstorm, this is going to be the heaviest part, just north of Highway 22 and just west of 231. If it were to hold together, it's going to move across 280 around Kellyton, and then it's going to clip northwestern Tallapoosa and probably end up in southeastern Clay, southwestern Randolph if it holds together. And I think at least to some degree it will. I don't think it will be as strong when it gets up here as it is right now, but we're going to watch it for you, and we'll give you the information you need as it's issued by the Weather Service. I will note there is a gust front out ahead of this storm. And I'll see if we can show that to you right here where you see that thin green line right there. That's an indication that this storm may be in the process of collapsing. Because you got that gust front that has developed out there ahead of the storm. So it's breezy out there. I mean, we're probably looking at 20 to 30 mile an hour winds all along that front, just ahead of that thunderstorm as it moves off to the northeast. Will Lynette be affected? Not in that direction, it won't. Lynette's over here, this line of storms moving in this general direction. I mean, you know, you could pick up the extreme southern end of it over here in Lynette. But again, I don't anticipate this being severe anywhere across East Alabama and West Georgia. Just a lot of lightning and some pretty gusty winds, especially with that southern portion down there around Rockford. Well, let's see if we have any other questions. Thank you, Kim. What about Alpine? Yeah, I mean, this is not going to magically go severe somewhere that it's not already severe in. I mean, this is not a developing storm. This is going to be a weakening storm. So Same for our town. You're down there on Lake Martin. The extreme southern end of it could clip the northern part of Lake Martin. We're talking about this stuff over here by Clanton. The heavier showers and thunderstorms near Rockford. It's going to be a close call even for Alexander City with that one. And then we'll just have to see. I mean, you still probably got, a good 30 or 40 miles between our town and this activity. So, in that length of time, does it build further to the south? I don't know. I can't tell you that. So I can't tell you exactly what it's going to do at our town, but I can tell you that what we're looking at on radar right this moment, most of it's probably going to end up going just north of you. Probably got a beautiful view, though, if you're on the lake looking back to the northwest. You probably have a lightning show going on. Thank you, Ann. Yeah, same for LaGrange. We got the whatabouts going on tonight. Y'all are out in force. I think most of what we're looking at on radar right now will probably go north of LaGrange, but who's to say that we won't have another shower develop and move right over LaGrange? I don't know. Looking at what we've got on radar right now, I think we'll stay north of LaGrange. Now, this stuff near Dadeville, northeast of Dadeville, headed toward Budston, that's moving northeast. That's going to probably end up in northwest Chambers, so that would certainly miss LaGrange. All of this stuff over in Coosa and Chilton would certainly miss LaGrange. There's a shield of rain behind it, and that will, if it holds together, would end up over here in East Alabama and West Georgia in a couple of 2 or 3 hours. We do have a few spotted showers trying to develop around Columbus. That's probably going to stay a little bit east of LaGrange. So, yeah, at the moment, I don't see anything that would affect LaGrange right now, but that certainly could change. Well, thank you, Shirley. Out there on Country Club Road, I know just right exactly where that's at. Thanks, Senate Angel. Yeah, if you didn't make it by Boondocks Saturday, we had an absolute blast. That was a lot of fun. Y'all missed out on a great time at Boondocks on Highway 431 in Wedowee. It was our annual hurricane party. And Jamie Dukas came by and hung out with us and helped co-host our live broadcast. We had just a lot of fun. Just the turnout was incredible. I really enjoyed seeing all of you, and congratulations to our winners, the folks that won the NOAA weather radios and the generator that we gave away. We gave away a $500 generator. Thank you, Kathy. We're going to be doing more of that, too. If you know of a special event that's, a festival or some type of special event that's happening in your community across East Alabama and West Georgia, send me a text message and let me know about it. And we'll see if we can work it out and come set up and hang out with all you folks. And we're going to try to do that a little more often than we've done it in the past. We certainly will be in Roanoke for the Fall on Main. We'll have more information about that coming up soon. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, I just thought I'd jump in here and spend a few minutes with you and show you what's going on out there. And it's, we've seen a lot of special weather statements, severe thunderstorm warnings. We even had a tornado warning about a little over an hour ago. But all that's been over here in West Alabama. But when that starts happening, social media starts lighting up. And I know if you're in East Alabama and West Georgia, if you're looking back to the west, you can probably see some lightning out there. So I thought I'd jump in here and just kind of show you what's happening out there right now and let you know that I don't see anything of any great significance. The overall trend here is a weakening trend. If I back the radar loop up 1 hour, you can see all the warnings over in West Alabama. And then when I bring it current, you'll see all those warnings disappear, with the exception of a couple of cells north of Birmingham, moving to the northeast, that have remained severe, basically from Gadsden to Coleman back up to Huntsville. But all of the convection down in central Alabama and now moving into east Alabama is below severe limits. And we do have a special weather statement in effect for Calhoun, Talladega, Coosa, and Chilton. But I would expect as soon as those special weather statements expire, I really don't know if they're going to extend it into Clay. And really, I think they probably already would have if they were going to, because you'll see the leading edge of it's coming into southwest Clay now. And we don't have we have a special weather statement for that area right there along the Clay County, Talladega County line, but most of Clay is not covered under that special weather statement. So overall, these storms are decaying. They're not intensifying. So threat of severe weather is pretty low with these storms this evening. Let me tell you something, Beth. I did get my ice cream. I got the peanut butter ice cream. And let me tell y'all something. It's got little pieces of I think it was Reese's Cup. Oh my gosh. Whew. I'm telling you, if you don't do anything else, you got to go by Boondocks and get some ice cream. But I highly encourage you to go by there and have lunch or supper or even breakfast on the weekend. Because I had a brisket biscuit Saturday morning. That was my breakfast. It was to die for. I've never seen a brisket biscuit on a menu anywhere. Well, Mr. Denny's got it going on at Boondocks with his brisket biscuit. You got to go try it. And then come back for lunch and come back for supper, because you can eat there 3 times a day for several days in a row and not even come close to touching their menu. They got all kinds of stuff. And, it's just good food. And customer service is, you're not going to find it anywhere else. Those folks got it going on. Heflin, Alabama in the house. Hello, Maria. Hey, Cody, good seeing you too, my friend. I didn't recognize you at first, but I knew you. It just took me a second to connect. It was good seeing you too. Chance? What kind of question is that? No, you don't fight fire with oxygen. Rock Mills in the house. Hello, Michael. Yes, it is weakening as it moves east. The overall trend for the last 30 to 45 minutes has been that of a weakening trend. And when you're looking at weather, that's what you look for, is the overall trend. You may have a few embedded heavier thunderstorms, but overall, the entire system that's moving into East Alabama has been in a weakening mode now for probably right at an hour. Hey, Jennifer and Newell. Daryl's watching over there on the West Bank. Coosa County, Alabama. There's Cindy. Hey, Cindy. Y'all been dealing with a pretty good thunderstorm. Are you south of Rockford, or are you right there in the Rockford area? There's a Valley girl. Hey, Deborah. Caroline watching us in Wedowee. Brittany is in Kellyton. Okay, yeah, you're right there where this storm is moving in. It's crossing over 231, just north of Rockford, and there's Kellyton. That's where Brittany's at. And the heaviest part of this storm is right there at Hanover on Highway 231. If there's any hail in this, it's going to be right there just south of Hanover. And it's moving to the northeast. So, Brittany, if you're in Kellyton proper, the worst of that's going to probably scoot just to your west and northwest. Heads up Goodwater because it's coming directly at you. Mount Olive. Eventually, it's going to pretty much follow Highway 9 once it gets to Goodwater. Pinckneyville. It's going to be a close call for Hackneyville. Millerville, I think you're in the path of this one. But again, it's just a strong thunderstorm. It's not severe. We do have a brand new special weather statement just issued by the National Weather Service. And I'll read this to you. A strong thunderstorm will impact southeastern Talladega, western Randolph, Tallapoosa, eastern Coosa, and Clay County through 9:30. At 8:43 p.m., Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from near Waldo to Bradford to Speed. Movement was to the east. That's northeast at 30 miles per hour. Wind gust of up to 40 miles per hour can be expected. It don't take a rocket scientist to see which direction that's moving. Let me look at a couple of things here right quick, because that last loop did kind of look like maybe it was turning more due east. But let me see if I get the same view from this perspective. Well, see right there between 8:26 and 8:47 we had a data drop, so we don't have the frames in between those two, so it's kind of hard to tell. But they've been moving northeast all afternoon. We'll go back to the next red. Beverly is headed, I guess she's saying she's headed this way from Wisconsin. Cool. Hey, Childersburg. Wedowee, yeah, thunder, lightning maybe, if this holds together and if it does move on up into the Wedowee area. I mean, it's still an hour away, most likely, from Wedowee. It isn't a weakening trend. I'll tell you, the lightning output on this has really dropped. And we're looking at most of the lightning with this storm is confined to this area just south and now a little bit southeast of Hanover down in Coosa County. And we're looking at 36, 37 strokes of lightning in the last 3 minutes. The north end of this, there's very little lightning at all. Most of the lightning with this storm is confined right there. To the southeast of Weguffka, or southeast of Hanover, just north of Hyssop, just to the west of Kellyton. Yeah, maybe we have a little more of an eastern motion to it now than we had earlier, but I think overall we're still looking at we'll call it east northeast movement. We do have one very small cell over here right on the Tallapoosa Chambers County line, just west of Marcoot, west of Pennon, right there near Shiloh. That's very small, right there at Frog Eye. The southern suburbs of Frog Eye probably got a little rain out of that. Up there on the north side of Frog Eye, up on the industrial side of Frog Eye. They probably didn't see much from this little bitty one right here. Alex City is in the house. Stephanie is watching us from Wedowee. Kelly Ann's watching us in Roanoke. Providence area in Randolph County is online. Hey, Tim, Sheila, Clifton. There's Robin Williams in the Roanoke, Alabama. Jackie's watching us up in Newell. Remy has got us watching us down there in Casita, Alabama. Tabitha's in Standing Rock. Sharon's in Alexander City. Jessica checking in over in Carrollton. Power flickering in Alexander City. Those are most likely surges from all that lightning. I mean, it's a pretty good lightning show going on just to the west of you, Sharon, over there in Coosa County, between Hanover and Hyssop. Actually, the lightning output's kind of ramped up right there a little bit now. We're at 61 strokes of lightning in the last 3 minutes. So that's a pretty good electrical storm taking place. Heaviest of it is between Kellyton on 280 and 231. Pretty good lightning going on right there at Hyssop. There's Tracy in Dickert. Mountain Community, Miss Kay. Renee's watching us up at the Tin Shop. Marie is in Lineville. Emily's watching us down in Valley, Alabama. And if you're just joining us, we're on because I know there's been pretty good social media chatter about severe weather, because up until about an hour ago, we did have multiple severe thunderstorms moving out of West Alabama into Central Alabama. We even had a tornado warning up there in Northwest Alabama. But at the moment, the only warning we have in the state of Alabama is up around the Huntsville community, up in Northeast Alabama. We do have multiple special weather statements in effect right now, but nothing severe. And the overall trend from all of this has been weakening, a weakening trend. I take the radar back 1 hour. Even then, we only had a handful of warnings. You go back about an hour and a half, just about the entire western half of Alabama was lit up with warnings. But as we come forward now, you'll see all those orange boxes have gone away. And most of them have been replaced by blue boxes. The blue boxes are special weather statements. It's just, hey, this is a strong thunderstorm. Should not cause any damage, but you still need to respect it because there's a lot of lightning with some of these storms. And lightning is not a criteria for severe thunderstorm warning. So typically when you have a pretty good lightning output, that's when you get special weather statements. You got gusty winds below 58 miles per hour, you'll get special weather statements. If you have pea-size hail, you'll get special weather statements. And that's kind of what we're looking at this evening. But you don't really have to know how to read a radar to see that this stuff is not nearly as strong as it was just an hour ago, and it's way weaker than it was 2 hours ago. So the overall trend is weakening. Clarksville, Alabama, down in northern Chambers County. Hello, Matthew. No, that's not a tornado icon in Gadsden. I don't even see an icon in Gadsden. I mean, I see an arrow right here, and that's just an indication of a gust front. Was there a mesoscale up there a moment ago and it went away? Look and see. No, I don't see one. That's just a special weather statement for Gadsden. Ranburn. Hey, Kayla. Carrollton, you going to have what's left of this stuff coming into Clay County, Alabama. Yeah, that stuff, what's coming through Anniston, it stretches back across Chehaw and across western Clay. If it holds together, it'll end up over here around Carrollton. But again, there's nothing severe. It's a good old southern thunderstorm. Fantastic sleeping weather. I open your windows up and you hear the little rumble of thunder outside, and that rain starts hitting that roof. Night, y'all. Hey, Sherry Yarborough. Green triangles is where there may be hail taking place. That's a hail. That's what I refer to as a hail marker.
For green triangles where there may be hail taking place. Check it out.
Can y'all hear that in the background? Oh, my word. This iPhone heard me say something about a green triangle, and so she started searching for green triangles. Wow. But that's what that is. It's a hail marker, and you'll see there's one right there. And there's an 80% chance we have hail in this storm. There's only a 10% chance that we have severe hail. Severe hail is 1 inch in diameter or greater. The computer algorithm thinks that the hail that's in this storm is about ½ inch, which that's relatively small. But again, the green triangle, the mesoscales that you see, the vortex signatures, all that's computer generated based off the algorithm. It's not human induced into the radar. It's all done by the computer. And unfortunately, it's not right. Most of the time when that pops, you have to look at multiple different things. But now the hail markers they're pretty accurate. And though it's displaced just a little bit, you'll see that most likely, if there is hail in this storm, it's occurring right there. Well, you'll notice the hail marker is displaced down to the southwest. But next volume scan, that'll probably update, and that marker will move over a little bit. But this is what you want to look for hail. It's that high dBz intensity. You see those purples up there. That's 56 dBzs or greater. That just simply means that a lot of the radar signal is bouncing back to the radar because it cannot penetrate the ice that's in the cloud. And so when you start receiving that much energy back from the original radar transmission, it changes colors, and the colors get up into the pinks and the bluish greens, and when it gets up into the white and the black, it's time to head for cover because that's some pretty significant hail. Sandra, good to see you. You're welcome, Tabitha. Hey, Amy East up in Woodland, Alabama. Well, Max, last time I checked, they got the internet up there in Kentucky. Oh, you moving way deep down into Kentucky. Max, look, we get people to jump in here from Hawaii and from all parts of the world. We've had people in here from Australia. All you got to do when you want to jump in here and find out what's going on with the weather, if we're doing live weather for Alabama and Georgia and you got weather going on up there in Kentucky, you jump in the chat room and you tell me where in Kentucky. We will run up there right quick and we will take a look at your weather in Kentucky. I promise you. Samantha in Alexander City. Hello, Elvis in Opelika. You know I'm from East Alabama because I know how to pronounce two things. Opelika and Wedowee. It's not Wedowee and it's not Opelika. You're welcome, Max. Hey, Josh Caldwell, thank you. Meriwether County in the house. Weguffka. Hey, Nikki, y'all just had a pretty good storm. Still raining pretty good in Weguffka. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. You remember, I'm in Northeast Georgia. I'm an hour ahead of everyone, and I do have a daytime grocery buying job. And I have to get up every morning real early to get your weather forecast out. So it is approaching my night time. Nothing severe, nothing to be concerned about here. Just a late summer afternoon, early evening thunder shower moving across East Alabama, and eventually I think it will make it into West Georgia. We do have a special weather statement in effect, and that special weather statement will go until 9:30 Central. The storm is moving to the east, northeast, 31 miles per hour. We're looking at wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. And the hail, we're talking about probably penny-sized hail, maybe as big as marble, but likely penny-size or smaller. As this storm moves off to the east, moving into Ashland and Lineville and Millerville now, extreme northwestern Tallapoosa, Goodwater, crossing over Highway 280, stretching all the way back to Weguffka and Rockford. Conditions will be improving quickly in Weguffka. And Rockford's almost out of it as well. We have one sole lone storm sitting over here in Chambers that has intensified a little bit. This is going to be just west of Milltown, just north of Pennon up there on Highway 77. So between Pennon and Abanda, you got some torrential rainfall falling there right about Milltown on Highway 77. And if this continues in the direction it's going to end up in Roanoke. I mean, it's moving directly toward Roanoke. But again, it's not severe. So that's what we're looking at. A few scattered showers down here around Columbus. And I'll tell you, once this line moves through East Alabama, it's all done. You can see that back over central Alabama and West Alabama, there just isn't much of anything going on over there. As since we lost the sunlight, these storms have really started to fall apart. And though they're still strong in Clay, they're below severe limits. Same thing up here on the north side. Basically, Anniston, you've got some showers moving through, and then up there around Gadsden, some heavier storms. Albertville's got some heavier storms moving through up in Cherokee County, just north of Center near Galesville. And up there on Highway 25 east of Center, right there along the Alabama-Georgia state line, southwest of Cave Spring. A heavy shower moving in there. And the only warning we have in Alabama is up there in Huntsville. And that's for a thunderstorm moving through that area to the northeast. So that's what we're looking at. We will continue to monitor this, and if something were to change, and I don't expect it to, but if something were to change, we'll come right back and continue with our coverage here on Dr. Don's Weather. Hey, Hollins, Derek, good to see you. Sharon says it's rough. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday evening. Again, I'll continue to monitor this, and if we think there's a reason to come back, if I see something that is alarming, then we'll come right back and we'll continue with our coverage here on Dr. Don's Weather. If not, and if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in here first thing tomorrow morning for your Thursday morning primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your evening.